The RV Show USA is brought to you by Flagstaff, building better RVs, making smarter RVers.
Man, oh man, what a week it has been. We got lots of cold weather out on the West Coast and in the Rocky Mountains. Parts of the Rockies have got some snow already. And the forest fires out in Northern California, gobs of rain here in Texas and our surrounding states. So it has been quite the week for weather, that's for sure. You can tell that fall weather is right around the corner. All right, I'm going to start out by saying that I am so frustrated, so disillusioned, I guess, from some people so much lately that so frustrated at their behavior. It's enough to drive me nuts. I'm going to vent just a little bit in this opening segment and blow off a little bit of steam in hopes that it will also maybe, just maybe, connect with one or two campers who need to stop being slobs. That's right, start thinking about other people. Welcome again, folks, to the country's most listened to, most talked about show on radio and social media about the RV lifestyle. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman, keeping you out of trouble, doing my level best to connect you with the most honest folks in the RV industry. And I try not to be a whiny jerk. And sometimes it is just hard to not be a whiny jerk. So Labor Day has come and gone, and things at the campgrounds are finally beginning to slow down a little bit from the busiest summer of camping and RVing in history. And with all those campers, all those RVers, come a range of problems and issues, and I just have to address some of them. If you don't know, I own a campground in Central Texas called Big Chief RV Resort. It's a nice place. It's my place. For the most part, I'm pretty proud of it. No different than just about anybody else who owns or runs or manages a campground. But let me ask you, if you were to invite me into your home, how would you expect me to behave? Honestly, how would you expect me to behave in your home? I think the answer, at least I would expect the answer to be that you'd expect me to be respectful, to realize that I'm a guest. It's your home, yours, not mine. Even if you say, hey, wingman, make yourself right at home. I would, but I do it with respect for you because I am your guest. What would you think if I was a guest in your house and I just completely ignored the unspoken rules of common sense and decency and respect? What if I left your house a wreck? What if I talked too loud? Shouted obscenities in front of your family and friends and kids? What if I was just a slob, didn't flush the toilet and, I don't know, didn't even think about taking the trash outside, left towels and toilet paper all over the place? What if I was just a taker? How long do you think that you would put up with that kind of behavior? But you know what? Too many campers, way too many campers, treat a campground like the kind of guest I'm talking about. And they don't give a crap. They don't. Apparently, they must feel like they paid to be in a campground, so that's their license to do whatever they want, however they want, whenever they want. Leave trash in their sight? Hey, no problem. Filthy fire pit? No big deal. Completely trash a bathroom that was once, just a few minutes before, clean and nice for the guests to enjoy, and then some slob destroys it? Somebody will clean it up. They got people for that. Now, I know that most people are not like this, but way too many of them are, and I fear that with the new flood of first-time campers, the situation could go from bad to worse in a hurry. Ask almost anybody who's been a work camper in a campground. They'll tell you tales of disrespectful, entitled campers who have no regard for the campground, no regard for other campers, no regard for the rules. All they want to do is what they want to do, and if you try and discourage them, well, some will take to social media and put a mega hit on you, a metaphorical hit on you, and the campground. Nice, right? Did you know that there was a time when you could buy a hunting license and not take a hunter education course? It's true. Why do you think that is? It's because back before 1970, most people who hunted had something called a mentor, somebody who taught them the right way and the wrong way to hunt, the right way and the wrong way to handle a firearm. Hunter education is now mandatory, I believe, in every state in the country. That's a good thing. Any hunter, even those who've been hunting their entire life, can benefit from taking a hunter education course. Well, why isn't there some kind of a camper education course? Not a big, long, time-consuming class, but a video, maybe, 15, 20 minutes long, that covers the basics, the things that most of us still recognize, still respect. Once you took and, well, you know what? Imagine this. Before you made a reservation at a state park or a national park, you'd have to watch a short video on campground etiquette and pass a little test. Once you took the test and passed it, you wouldn't have to take it again for another year or two. Surely somebody could make that happen. Where I live in Texas, we've got, I think it's 80 state parks, and I don't know how many campers a year visit those parks. But what if there was something like, I don't know, driver's education, where we could go online and learn not the rules of the road, but the rules of being a good camper? Surely the folks in the RVIA, that's the Recreational Vehicle Industry Association, could fund a project like this. I mean, according to their financials in 2019, they spent more than $33 million on the Go RVing campaign. I am not aware of a single dollar they spent on a camper education program. Now, I'm not blaming the RVIA. I'm really not. Because their entire purpose is to sell as many RVs as possible. But at what cost? If our state parks, our national parks, forests, privately owned campgrounds swell with slobs instead of considerate campers, how good is that for the future of the RV industry? How good is that for our environment? While I'm at it, I'm not big on rules either, written down rules. You know why? Because you only have to tell me once. Tell me one time, and I'm going to respect them. Unfortunately, a lot of people are not like that. Too many people believe that the rules don't apply to them. By the way, if you're an RVer, do you read the rules at the campground? Do you? If you do, great. But many of the folks don't. And even if they do, they don't follow them. That's why at my campground, on my website, on my confirmation email, on the paperwork every guest signs upon arrival, you know what it says? I can cancel your stay at any time for any reason, and if I do, you're not going to get a refund or a credit of any kind. And I'm not kidding. I can cancel your stay at any time for any reason. If I do, you're not going to get a refund or a credit of any kind. In the 6 years, you know how many people I've kicked out of the campground? 0. None. But I will. I promise I will. But I don't want to, but I will if I pushed enough. Now, most folks who camp are good people. They are. Most are pretty respectful, not perfect, and sometimes they need a little nudge. But, maybe it's because I'm getting old. But I'm seeing changes taking place that I truly believe with all my heart that it's a sign of our culture. Camping and RVing, spending time with your family and friends in nature, it's a gift, a precious gift. It can bring us closer to one another. It can help us recharge our internal batteries. It can even help us feel more connected with our Creator. My wish is that every camper, no matter where they camp, where they RV, would treat the campground as a special place. It is a special place, a place that should be respected, where others should be respected, where when you leave it better than you found it. What's the saying? Take nothing but pictures and leave nothing but footprints. Tell you this, when somebody does create a camper education course, I'm going to be their number one cheerleader, and I promise you that. If you're new to RVing and camping, even if you're not, the time you spend camping and RVing can be the source of some of the greatest memories you will ever make. I hope that you will not only make great memories with your family, but help others so that they make great memories as well. Not every camping trip is going to be perfect, folks. In fact, most of them are not. But good campers, experienced campers, respectful campers, well, they'll tell you some of the best memories, the greatest experiences in life. The best stories come from things that don't quite go as we planned. Thank you for letting me vent. I do apologize if I came off as being a little bit ugly, but that was not my intent, I promise. All right, let's see. Just around the corner, we've got more talk on RV warranties that I know you're going to find helpful with our friends from Flagstaff Rockwood. We're going to talk about homeschooling for those who live in an RV full time. Do kids really get an education? Really? And what kind of an education is it? We're going to be talking about that with my friend Heather Gebbia at the bottom of the hour, and a whole lot more. You are tuned in to the RV Show USA, the most listened to, the most talked about show on radio and social media about the RV lifestyle. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman, telling you the way it is, the good, the sometimes not so good, and the occasional downright ugly parts of RVing. and steering you away from trouble, connecting you with the very best folks in the RV industry. I'll be right back after this quick timeout. Thanks for being with us, folks.